Alright, y'all. I just got my first vaccination. There it is. There it is, baby. I got it about 2 hours ago. It was like a 2-hour travel into Brooklyn. She said if I had COVID, which I never really told anyone, but I had COVID, that the symptoms are gonna be a lot worse. I'm expecting that. My arm's already starting to get pretty sore about 2 hours later because it took me 2 hours to get back to the gym. I'm like starting to get super tired. You can see it in my eyes. Like, whoa, you can really see it in my eyes. I'm starting to feel like tightness in my chest, like cold symptoms. She said it happens usually more towards the evening, the symptoms, but I'm like starting to actually feel it right now. So I wasn't wanting this lift to be like a, you know, like a boring, like exhausted lift, but this is good for you guys to see even when you don't want to train. Now, if you're actually sick, do not train. Even when you're tired, even when you're exhausted, sometimes you just have to push through. And right now is the time when you just have to push through, when I have to push through. So now I guess it's cool that you guys get to see me pushing through when I'm just falling apart right now, because that's how I feel right now. It's just like falling apart, but here we go. Let me also clarify something. The reason why we're doing the uninjured leg first is because it helps the central nervous system figure out the correct way to actually do the exercise. Sometimes when we are working with the injured leg, the central nervous system is still trying to figure out proprioception, how to actually function with the mind-muscle connection again. So the CES that I got, the corrective exercise, taught us that it's more beneficial from what the study showed to train with the uninjured leg or the stronger leg first to kind of help the mind-muscle connection with the injured leg. So that's what we're doing. Alright, so the reason we're doing split squats versus like lunges, walking lunges, or reverse lunges is because the knee is more stable in this position, and because I had a knee injury. Typically you want to stay away from lunges, but we're trying to ease me back into, or I'm trying to ease myself back into more single leg movements that are more knee dominant. We've been doing step ups and stuff like that, but I would like to get back into lunges because that's one of your body's main movement pattern. So that's the reason why we're doing static lunges. It's just or split squats or static lunges, whatever you want to call it. It's just better, safer for the knee, and because I'm trying to recover right now, that's what our main focus is going to be. Hi friends, so one of my clients had requested a grocery haul slash food staples. I have already filmed this and I just hated how I looked. I looked like this. I've been craving some pineapple lately, so I got this blend right here. It's the Mango Mambo blend, but why is it called that when there's literally I thought these were pineapples. Joke's on me, that is mango. But we are gonna go over some of my grocery haul from this week, as well as just some of my food staples in general. So we're gonna start off with my favorite protein sources. Now you're gonna see that I don't really buy meat from the grocery store. I don't cook my own meat. That's just for ethical reasons. I haven't really done this since 2015. So I do eat meat and get protein in, but my main protein sources from the grocery store are eggs. And I've had a couple people ask me if eggs are something that you should be eating every day, because there was the whole issue with, oh, there's cholesterol, is that bad to eat that cholesterol every day? And it's not bad to have eggs every day, at least to my knowledge. I have been eating eggs every single day for the past 5 or 6 years, and I'm fine, at least physically. So I just get a large bulk of eggs. These are small eggs. Typically I recommend getting large eggs, but I'm also frugal and I pay attention to finances, and this is actually the best deal. I usually have 3 a day. And then this doesn't come from the grocery store. This I just order online. This is First Form. I am a huge fan of First Form protein. I have the Fruit Loop. This is my main protein right now, but this is a huge staple because I am someone who is at risk of eating less protein than normal. I usually get in about 90 to 110 grams per day. This is one of the best ways to get protein in, and some people don't pay some people don't pay much attention to their protein intake, or they think it's just for building muscle. And here's the thing, you need protein regardless of whether you are trying to build muscle or whether you are trying to lose fat. No matter what your goal is, protein is just here to help you repair your muscles as far as fitness goes. So you do want to make sure that you're getting in your protein. You don't need supplements in your diet at all if you're not lacking a nutrient. But because I am not eating much protein supplements are my go-to, and it's just a quick and easy way. Like, I'm about to be late for work probably. Well, I'm not going to be late, but I have to rush to work, so I'm just gonna have a scoop of protein with almond milk. If you're looking for a protein brand, I'm not sponsored by First Form, but I love First Form. And I would typically recommend just looking for any whey isolate protein. That's usually the best type of protein. But if you're vegan, you can get, you know, plant-based protein as well. And then because I'm not vegan or vegetarian, but because I don't eat much meat, my next source of protein would be rice and beans. So these are technically carb sources, but I buy my rice in bulk, and I just bulked up on more rice. So I just buy this huge bag of brown rice. When you buy in bulk, it tends to be cheaper, so that's why I do that. I would recommend it as well if you are someone who pays attention to the finances, but I do rice and beans because that creates a complete protein. You can mix up the types of beans. I have black beans. I also do a lot of garbanzo beans. I love garbanzo beans. Beans and rice are a huge staple, both for the carbs, but also for those complete protein sources in the diet. Now I also have a fridge, or I guess a freezer, stuffed with Flex Pro meals, and this is where I get my actual meat in. I'll show you guys the freezer. Look at that. That is stuffed from front to back with my meals. I work with them, so they sponsor me and they send me free meals. But if you guys want to try Flex Pro meals, you can use my discount code Alexis20 for 20% off. I eat them. I've been eating them every day since I've been eating these meals every day since almost a year now. So I've been working with them for a year, and they've been sending me some awesome meals. This is where I get more of my meat in. So here's some of the meals. There's just like chicken and sweet potatoes. Now I can choose the meals I order. They have a bunch of fun meals, and I'll show you one of the fun meals. The Namaste Grill is one of their fun ones, and I pick like the boring meals just because those are the meals that have the best quality of protein. I try to get in the higher protein. If I am going to eat meat, I'm just going to try and get the meals that have the highest protein for my diet. I also forgot for my protein sources, Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. These are some two, I guess, protein hacks that some of my clients never knew about, but Greek yogurt and cottage cheese are both high in protein. For Greek yogurt, The macros are 16 protein, 8 grams carbs, and 3.5 fat, which is pretty good. So if you ever are craving like a sweet snack, throw some Greek yogurt, some berries, some granola on there, maybe some honey, and whoo baby, that is one of my favorite go-tos for snacks. And I know it might sound kind of gross to some people to eat cottage cheese as well. I don't know, people are grossed out by cottage cheese, but for the protein, 12 protein, 6 carbs, and 5 fat. So if you guys are looking for additional non-meat based proteins, then these are 2 hacks that I have for you guys. So then let's move on to my staples for carbs. Now, a lot of people try to avoid carbs if they're trying to lose weight. This is something you don't want to do. And the reason for this is because carbs are your main source of energy. Now, how much carbs you get in your diet really depends on you and how you feel in your diet. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone's biomechanisms are going to be a little bit different. So how much you eat is really up to you and up to your body and genetics. But I typically recommend everyone getting in carbs in your diet. I usually am not a huge fan of low carb diets just because most people don't feel optimal on them, but they only do those low carb diets because they think that's what they're supposed to do. And then they end up doing this whole crash and burn with their diet. Whereas if they just incorporated more of their whole foods, their whole carbs in their diet, then they would have an easier time with making progress and it would be more sustainable. So typically having carbs in your diet is a more sustainable diet, and that is why I definitely recommend it. So oats have been a staple in my diet for the past 5 years. I just get like the Quaker oats. Typically with my grains, I try to do whole grains. So this is a whole grain oat. This is the quick oats. Typically I get not the non-quick oats. I don't even know what that's called, but I get the ones that aren't quick oats. This has been a staple in my diet for years, and I typically recommend having some oats on hand. Again, this is quick and easy as well to make in the morning if you're ever running late. And something I've been obsessed with lately, which I might even do this for the full day of eating later, is English muffins and making a homemade English muffin, like egg McMuffin type of vibe, you know. It's so freaking good. These are my go-to, and also the reason they're my go-to, there's nothing special about English muffins. It's just they are always on sale at the grocery store. Buy one, get one free, and so of course I'm gonna do that. I'm also a very financial savvy grocery shopper. This is also one of my obsessions as of recently, and I just feel like, I don't know, I'm obsessed with just having wraps with rice and beans and avocado. It's so good. And then you just fry this or cook this on the stove, make it a little crunchy, and it's like a nice little crunch wrap, and I'm obsessed with it. Bread, people try to avoid bread also. You don't have to avoid bread. You don't really have to avoid any food. If I had like dessert here, you can have dessert. When you're losing weight, you have to be more cautious of getting those high quality nutrients, those less processed, more whole foods in your diet. And bread, you can incorporate bread into your diet. I have been doing a lot of the protein French toast from my last video. That is why this is a staple. You don't have to have bread if you don't want to. If it makes you feel gross or makes you feel weird, it doesn't for me. So those are my favorite carbs when it comes to grains. But I also do a lot of fruits. So bananas are probably my go-to for fruits just because they're so easy. They don't take up space in my fridge, which I only have a tiny amount of fridge space with my roommates, so I'll show you guys that in a later. Welcome to my fridge space. That was the weirdest I've ever done. This is my fridge space right here. So this little section right here is my fridge space. Just not even this side. Just this and this. That's my fridge space. That all being said, I take up all this space for the freezer, so I definitely have freezer space. So that's why I don't have a lot of berries or stuff like that, just because it won't fit in my fridge. But I would definitely recommend getting fruits that are fresh as well. But frozen, there's nothing wrong with frozen. So if you can get frozen or fresh, either is fine. And you can always freeze the fresh fruits as well. So it just depends how you want to eat it. But I always get bananas. That's a huge staple. Just for reference, berries are less calories. So typically berries is my top recommendation for clients who are on lower calorie diets. Watermelon is a huge staple for me. When I was going through binge eating disorder, I would eat an entire watermelon. I would get a lot of volume in. So this is still a staple in my diet in the summertime because it allows me to eat a lot for not that many calories. And I usually just throw it on a scale and scoop it out, and then I subtract how much I weighed again at the end, and then I subtract how much I ate and put it in my fitness pal if I'm feeling like I want to eat a lot. So I just kind of eat this like ice cream. Oh, that was smooth. So you weigh the before, which is 37.04, and then I eat it out of this. A watermelon. We're just, shut the f. And then I also have frozen fruit. So this is just a mango mambo mix. I don't know, it's what our grocery store has. This one has the berries and the mangoes in there. And I always try to find one that does have the berries because like I said, berries are lower in calories. I think they taste better. And you can have a lot of volume of fruit for not that many calories. And then I have already eaten and baked my, these are not sweet potatoes. Okay, well, I don't know where my sweet potatoes are, but I always have sweet potatoes on hand as well. And then I'm always going to recommend you should be getting in your veggies. I always have spinach and arugula on hand. This just happens to be a mix of both. You should be getting in your greens every single day, regardless of whether you are on a cut or not, because you want to make sure you're getting in those micronutrients, those vitamins and minerals. That's important just for overall health. But from a weight loss aspect, it helps just to add volume to your diet, helps to add fiber, it keeps you full for longer. So having more of those greens in your diet is very, very helpful. And then any other vegetables as well. Again, because I don't have much fridge space, I do have a lot of frozen vegetables as well, and I'll show you those. I sort of mix up the types of vegetables, the frozen vegetables that I get each week. But right now I just have this simple mix right here, which has some broccoli, peppers. There's a lot of different vegetables in here, and I usually recommend in your diet eating different colored vegetables every single day and fruits, just because those different colors, there are different nutrients that give off different colors. And so that's just an easy way to ensure that you're getting multiple vitamins and minerals in your diet. Even if you are taking vitamins, it's a good habit to just make sure that you do this anyways, because you don't necessarily actually metabolize properly all of those vitamins, but also vegetables are great for fat loss, for the fiber. And then when it comes to my go-tos for fat sources, my two main go-tos are avocados and peanut butter. Now, peanut butter used to be something I would binge on. Obviously, it's a little better if you get the peanut butter that doesn't have the sugars added. This type of peanut butter has added sugars. I don't necessarily care so much about that right now, but in a few weeks, probably after this is all used up, I'm going to start buying the whole peanut butters. The reason why I get this one is because with those less processed peanut butters, or the ones without the added sugar, the more natural peanut butters typically need to go in the fridge. And again, I don't have much fridge space, so I have to go with this just for, not even for financial reasons, just because it doesn't fit in the fridge. So the peanut butter is a go-to, and so are the avocados. Oh baby, but you have to be careful with your fats when you're cutting, just because they are higher in calories than proteins and carbs. Proteins and carbs both have 4 calories per gram, whereas fats have 9 calories per gram. So they're just a little bit more caloric dense, which is totally fine. It's not something you have to stress about. It's just something you want to pay attention to, especially if you're adding things like oils into your foods, or cooking with oils, or adding them into your salads. Those are things you want to make sure that you are tracking, because you can add a little bit and that's already easily 200 calories. And typically when I have clients measure this out, they're eating 500 plus calories of dressing in their salads, and they don't even realize it. They're just like, oh, just a little bit, and a little bit is a lot. 500 calories is just seriously one of my meals. So that is my grocery haul, my grocery staples for weight loss, and let's get into the rest of the video. Oh, why did I reach with that hand? Dang, this is freaking hurting. Okay, so we are gonna do a full day of eating again. I am pretty sure, y'all, that that shot gave me some sort of superpower. After last night's gym sesh, after the shot, we all know I have a broken knee. Why did my knee feel recovered? The whole workout felt, at first going into it, I was like, this is gonna be a terrible workout. And it ended up being a great workout. And on top of that, I did the Stairmaster after, because I'm doing cardio now. What kind of shot did they give me is my question. Why am I stronger? you know, what's happening here? And what's interesting though, on a serious note, is quite a few people have actually talked when I posted that on my story. Quite a few people responded and said that's really strange because I felt the same way after the shot. Like, I feel stronger now too. And I'm like, what? That's interesting. I just wanted my little science, my little brain science brain wants to know more. So I don't know if there's probably no research on that, but I'm so curious as to why that is. So here's my schedule. So I start today at 9:30 and I'm not done until 3, but I do have a 45-minute break, which is meal 1. And I'm going to assume it's going to take that full 45 minutes just because I am filming today. And then I work again tonight from 5 to 6:30. So then I finally get my training in. Y'all, it is getting progressively worse. I just had to change into like a long sleeve shirt. I don't have time to change into sweats because it hurts so bad putting the shirt on. But so I grabbed a blanket and I'm just gonna literally wrap myself in a blanket while I train clients, and then if I have to do exercise demos, I'm just gonna throw the blanket on the floor so nobody sees. I'm going to try so hard to mask my pain, but it's like, it is getting progressively worse. Like, whew. It's not like that bad, but like, so yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now, but it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. It's just, we're working with it. Y'all, this vaccine is taking me out. 11:40 in the morning. I got the vaccine yesterday at like 2:30. And I have a crazy fever right now. I just stood up to grab my camera, which I left over there, and my feet literally can hardly take the weight of my body right now. I'm aching. Ouch, I'm leaning on my sore arm, but like, honestly, the sore arm feels like nothing right now in comparison to how bad I feel. I'm canceling sessions tonight. I canceled like all of my evening sessions. Anyways, I'm just rambling, so that's the update, guys. Good morning, friends. It is April 3rd, Saturday. Yesterday, I was feeling so sick after the vaccine. The vaccine just kind of took me out. This is actually my leftover coffee from yesterday. You know it's bad when I can't even finish my coffee. And yesterday was supposed to be my full day of eating. Basically, the flu symptoms are pretty much gone away. They only lasted for less than 24 hours, which I'm so grateful for because I handle being sick like a baby. I don't like being sick. I don't think anyone does, but I just don't handle it very well. I need to get my bench in, so we are gonna bench today, but I'm gonna go in there, get it done. I've gone through like the full range of motion here, so I know I can bench. My arm is still a little sore. As far as fatigue and flu symptoms, those are gone away, so I know I am capable, especially with the full range of motion, to lift. It's just not probably gonna be a great session, but I'm excited. Mentally, it's gonna be a great session because I can get in there. I was expecting to still be sick today, so I'm just really grateful that I can lift today, but we're starting off our morning with some leftover coffee from yesterday since I couldn't keep it down. I got sick after drinking my coffee, so. And for everyone wondering, I did eat back my calories that, let's say, I didn't keep down. Anyways, we're gonna shower, get ready for the day, hopefully look a little cuter than we look right now, and I will see you guys in a second. Oh, my knee just popped. Ow. Cheers. Bye. I am going to be baking in my bikini today. Well, for the first meal. I just took our progress pictures for the series, but we are gonna be making my favorite, one of my favorite breakfasts, which is an egg muffin, like an egg McMuffin. I'm just gonna use some English muffins. We're gonna make 2 sandwiches, and it's about 500 calories. So we are gonna pop 2 of these in the oven, or toaster? Toaster? Yes, oh God. So we're gonna pop 2 of these in the oven, and then we are gonna start our eggs. We're gonna use 2 eggs, and then we're gonna top it with some arugula. So let's get started.
This is hard. Meditation has gone mainstream. Focus, sleep, pressure, decrease stress, anxiety, and guide meditation at least. Will vary, but they all have their root in a practice called that having a course and
I think I'm also going to add some sugar-free syrup, 1/4 cup, just because these are simple carbs and also it tastes really good. I know it's just an egg muffin and like there's spinach and arugula and it's just an egg. It doesn't sound good, but I promise it actually is really good. I'm gonna add some of this, and the benefits of this again are I'm about to go train after this, so I can use those simple carbs pretty much almost immediately for the gym and for my training, and that will make the training more effective. So that means more gains, and that's what we want.
My attention has always been scattered, and it has less than 2-minute meditation. I'm staring out at the palm trees. Meditation. And it was a great reminder to be lost in thought. And just begin again. If you found yourself...
We got the syrup in here. Oh my god. So freaking bomb. Very, very messy also. This is so bomb, but I'm really about to get super messy. Like there's syrup already all over my hands, all over my face. So we're gonna eat this in private. Sorry. What I hit?
Those two. I don't know, but let me just
Yeah, I hit something. You said that was 2.
Oh, because you said what I hit.
No, I'm not gonna count those. Should I? No, I'm not counting that. I'm gonna get me hyped right now. Let me show everybody. Hey, there we go.